got some accessories for the Camaro finally. Oh yeah, RPMs even, the G-force. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow, I didn't realize it actually shows the gear too. All right, so I got a call from you today and it shook my whole world up. It actually made me, I was really close to trading in my car, right?
Yeah, there's love, there's hate, lies and games, faith.
All right guys, it's nighttime now, but I'm excited because when the sun comes out, we're gonna go meet up with Charles. He's the guy with the 2SS 1LE that you've seen on the channel before, the white one. And we're gonna go over a couple more things that we've realized after about a year of ownership with both cars. Still some more differences between the 1SS and the 2SS 1LE. And I'm also gonna kind of let you guys know why I'm happy I went with the 1SS 1LE, because there's certain things that this has that the 2SS does not have, so it's actually kind of cool. And we're going to discuss the cost of ownership of these cars and what you should absolutely know before buying a 1LE car. All right, so I got a call from you today and it shook my whole world up. It actually made me, I was really close to trading in my car, right? Oh, so you want to explain to them what that call, what you called and told me this morning?
Absolutely. So basically, I dropped off my car to get an oil change.
Speak louder, man. People don't do that QT talking. Yeah, announce it. Yeah.
I'm trying not to yell.
Oh man.
All right. So basically, I called you. Actually, no. Let me start over.
All right. So you called me this morning, man, and it changed up my whole world. I almost traded in my car, man. Why don't you let everybody know what you told me this morning?
I dropped off my car at Chevy to get an oil change and some brake pads. I heard a little bit of squeaking. I was like, that's about time. You know, maybe I need new brakes. So I asked for multi-point inspection, oil change, and possibly brake pads. Right. They called me up this morning to let me know that not only do I need brake pads, but I also need rotors. I'm like, okay, so how much is that gonna cost me? I'm looking at somewhere south of $4,000. Good
God, man! And that cost was that for everything altogether, or specifically for the brakes and rotors?
It was brakes and rotors, labor.
So okay, so for the brakes and rotors plus labor, how much was that? And that's all four wheels, right?
All four wheels. The exact number that I was quoted for parts and labor is $3,786.76.
$3,700 for brakes and rotors on a SS 1LE. Now it doesn't matter whether it's a 1SS like the black one here, or 2SS, it's going to be the same regardless, right?
Now I learned a lot today, so all
right, so fill us in. Yeah.
All right, so what I learned is that the front brakes, now I'm still a novice, but the front brakes and the rear brakes are obviously, I mean the front rotors and the rear rotors are obviously different, but check this difference out. We're looking at $859 each
front side for the front,
and we're looking at $397 for both rears. So now
okay, hold on. So it's how much?
$379 for the rears. Both.
So it's okay. So that's combined. That's not each, right?
That's combined.
Okay. So that's
we're looking at $189 a piece for the rears.
Okay. All
right. My thing is why the front
costs so much more.
Right.
Okay. Well, I know that there's 6-piston Brembo brakes.
Right. They're not like carbon ceramic or anything.
No, they're not. They're
I guess the design and how they're cooled. You'd have to talk to like an actual mechanic,
right?
How that actually works. But it's two pieces that come together to make the rotor, instead of just one solid piece, So
that's okay.
So that's where the price comes from.
All right.
And I know it's a high tier braking system because we have other Camaros that don't quite have this braking system.
Right.
But
not $3,700 worth, man.
Bro,
because
that's a down payment on a new car.
Yeah, exactly. That's why listen, let me tell you how bad it got, right? When you told me that, and I called up my guy, and he told me that, and he used to work at the same dealership that you're at, and he told me, he was just like, yeah, that's not the actual price, but he gave me a better price. I think he says that the actual price should have been somewhere around 2,000 something, and that's with all the parts and labor and everything included.
Which is still kind of steep.
And I was like, man, but that's still expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And that's him, the dealership still making their money and stuff like that. And then I called up my brother-in-law. He works at a Mazda dealership.
Okay.
And he was just like, listen, our labor for the whole thing, I think he said the labor would have been like $300, to do the whole thing.
Right.
And then he said that if I was able to get the parts, that would be your cheapest route. So I called up Blueprint 1LE, and he let me know a way where we can get the parts for, I think out the door, the parts would have been like $1,300. That's all four. That's brakes and rotors, front and rear.
Now, I had 3 separate opinions, including the dealership. So the second opinion, am I okay to say the name of the...
Yeah.
All right, so I went to Cruise and Gold.
Right.
Off of, I think 192.
You don't have to tell them what they have, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Free market.
Right.
But I went there and they were able to help me find way cheaper prices, and they were really honest with me.
Right.
And telling me like,
so they've sourced the same GM parts just at a cheaper.
The same exact OEM GM part. They get like a dealer discount by buying it from them.
Right.
It's nowhere compared to what they were able to find for me just buying it outright.
Right.
And to be honest with you, there is a YouTube video that I saw today that says, stop before you replace your brakes and rotors, watch this video. And I watched the video, and this guy bought his ZL1 brake rotor kit and everything on Amazon for literally more than 50% off.
Wow.
And he did the labor himself.
Yeah, that's also what Blueprint was telling me. He's like, you just do the labor yourself.
And apparently the way it was a couple minute video. It wasn't even like a drawn out thing. And
right.
I mean, I really don't want to touch on brakes on my car because I'm really...
Yeah, that's not our thing.
I fix people, not cars. You got a sniffle or a cold, like, come and see.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Had to adjust my mask real quick. Yeah, you know how it is, man. Rather be safe than sorry, right? Yeah. So, all right. So that being said, right? So Cruise and Gold out the door, if you were doing it through them, how much would it have been?
Now, see, they didn't give me a full-blown estimate. What they were able to do is, first of all, give me a GM technician that actually worked at that same dealership for like 15 years, has all the certs and everything, was able to walk me through everything I needed from my car. Right. And he was able to tell me why it cost that much and give me a little bit of a breakdown. So the dealership's pricing is not like they're trying to gouge me, that's just what they charge. Right. That's why they call them stealerships. Right. So he, the GM guy, was able to tell me that I can find cheaper parts at wholesale GM websites. Right. So me and him both together went on Google, and a little computer slapped it together. Literally, let's see, we're looking at south of about $2,000 for everything together. South of it, like literally, like maybe. That's just parts and labor. Parts and labor. Yeah. Okay. So that's that by me doing my little investigation myself. Yeah. That's how much it came up to. It was like around like $2. So, but still now, if you want to do brakes and rotors on these cars, just be aware it's going to be around $2,000. Now, luckily, often not the dealership. Don't that's not. Now, mind you, I was lucky enough with my car. I bought a brake protection plan and replacement plan for mine. So, but the thing that I'm not sure of that I have to go check is that I don't know how long it's covered for, or how much miles or whatever. But it does say that they do replace the brakes and rotors one time. It's included. How much was it? I think the plan that I paid for was like $1,600 or something like that. $1,600? Yeah. So it's definitely a bit of a difference. Actually, no, $1,700. You're already above water.
Yeah.
And like, let me see. I'm looking at yours. You have at least 10,000 miles less than me.
Yeah, I'm at 8,300 miles on
And you've
this.
never really like circuit tracked this car.
No,
Just, like,
no.
You know, all right. So I'm looking at the rotors, and they don't look. Do you mind if I touch?
Yeah, done.
So I'm looking for like. Wait, you just drove, so.
Oh yeah. Probably better not to touch it. I
I don't know if I want to touch it.
Yeah.
Like they were teaching me how to check for if you need new rotors, and like there's like this little lip you're supposed to feel on where the brake pad doesn't touch.
Right.
And if you feel like a really deep groove,
Right.
then it's time for new rotors.
Right.
But let me tell you about my third guy. Performance shop off of Palm Bay Road. He looked at them. He actually like took his flashlight and looked at the actual pads, and he let me know right now that Chevy was literally just trying to make a buck because I do not need pads at all.
Wow. So your pads are good. What about your rotors?
My rotors, they're fine. Now, he did say that what I can do is, if I want to replace the pads just to get fresh pads on there,
Right.
but I could last another set of pads with these rotors without having to change the whole rotor.
Okay.
He did tell me to plan for it though, because these rotors are pretty expensive, and I should actually plan to replace the rotors.
Right.
A lot more frequently, a lot more often than I would a normal car.
So I heard it's supposed to be around 30,000 miles when you're supposed to do it.
I mean, I'm not sure what the rate.
That's regular
is.
driving. Yeah.
With regular driving, yeah, it makes sense. I remember on my truck, changed it at 50,000 miles, but that was it's a Tundra. I mean,
Right.
it's Tundra, and we've never told it.
Yeah.
Anything,
Yeah. So all right, so here's my question for you, right? Is there an aftermarket solution? Is there a way that we can take these 1LE cars and put an aftermarket brake and rotor on it?
Yes, there is. And actually, I learned that you don't have to pay taxes on labor in Florida unless they sell you products.
Okay.
So if they sell you a single bolt, they'll charge you taxes on the entire service. But if
Right.
you buy your own parts
Right.
and do it yourself
Right.
and bring it to them,
Right.
they don't charge taxes.
Oh, so
for
they
labor.
can't charge you for taxes for the labor. That's smart.
If it's
Okay.
just strictly labor. I learned
Right.
that today.
Okay.
So may want to look into it, but
But what's the aftermarket?
like, what do you mean? Like,
Is there?
what
No, I'm saying.
websites?
Yeah, no. I'm saying, is there an aftermarket, not a GM source one, but a different brand that we can put on here?
Now the one that I heard, Power Stop.
Okay, power
I
stop.
heard
But that's
Power
for the
Stop.
pads, right? Or is that the whole rotor setup?
The whole thing. Like, apparently Power Stop makes a replacement that will fit into these calipers and not having to actually replace the whole system.
Nice.
So Power Stop may be a cheaper option.
Right.
And probably maintain or even exceed performance. But
Okay.
I still want to, I kind of want to keep this
OEM.
OEM as possible.
Yeah.
So.
But I actually had power stops on one of my trucks before on an X-Runner, and it worked so much better than the original. I was like, I fell in love with those power stops. Those power stops actually have better performance.
And that's what I was actually told. And
Right.
I was actually thinking about changing out the rotors for like slotted rotors and everything.
Right.
But only because I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool. See, that's what the STI has that these don't.
Right.
Now hold on. I wanna look at something here, right? Speaking of things that one of my cars have that yours doesn't, right? So I see you have this thing here. What is this? What is this right there? Is that something to do with your cruise control?
That's like, what do you call it? Collision warning?
Oh, so that's collision warning.
That's my collision warning.
Okay, so here's another thing that a little gem I wanted to throw you guys' way. So he has the 2SS. Now open up your door real quick. Let me show you what I'm jealous of that you got in your 2SS that I don't, right? It's really just two things that does it for me. So he has this, where it says Camaro on there.
We should show the other side. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. and then he has the light up, it lights up here that you get on the 2SS. And actually, I love it too. You also got the Bose speakers. And the thing that I'm the most jealous of is you got the navigation, the built-in navigation
which is optioned. It's
Yeah.
not all 2SS have it.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where you gotta add it.
Oh, okay. But
I added a factory though.
All right, but I do have one thing that on my 1SS that the 2SS does not have.
Yeah.
All right, so you see what it is on his, guys. Now, you don't really see anything here, but if you look a little bit closely, you'll see there is something there, and I'll show you what it is real quick.
Yours do look different.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I guess I actually got to start it up. It's gonna be hard to get it, walk away from that.
Sound never gets old.
I know, it really doesn't. I love that Camaro sound. All right, so let's go here. Let's go PDR. And okay, let's go PDR. Whoa, let's cut the music off. And recorded sessions. So yeah. That's what we have here. Actually, let's go to a different one. Let's go to the recent one. Yeah. So that was me recording him and his 2SS driving off. But it's just so cool that on the 1SS we got the PDR, where I think it's the performance data recorder.
Yes.
Where yeah, we can actually record. It's almost like a built-in dash cam, and it even shows the mile per hour and everything. So that's actually pretty cool.
The RPMs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, RPMs, even the G-force. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow, I didn't realize it actually shows the gear too.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Actually, I can show you a little bit later how to build. Basically, how I found my car, because my car pretty much had everything I wanted in it, including sunroof, everything. I didn't want the PDR because I didn't want to spend the extra $1,200
right.
at the time. But if I could look back at it now, probably would have. But I actually built this car on the Chevy website, and then Chevy let me know that there were actually 3 of these cars to the exact specifications that existed already.
Oh
in the
wow.
lot. So I ended up calling a dealership in Georgia. They had it like literally the day I called them is the day they received delivery of it.
Right.
And the next day they actually cleaned it up and put it in the showroom.
Right.
And I bought it.
Wow. So okay, so you got lucky.
I really did.
Yeah.
I will say that it wasn't skill or anything, but it's really interesting to actually go through and option the car the way you want to.
Right.
And at the end of the process, GM will like literally locate within a certain mileage from
Right. A
will
vehicle that
locate
is
it.
just like the one you're building.
Just like the one that you're building, and that way you don't have to build it from scratch.
And wait, go through that long waiting
Oh, yeah,
period.
you gotta wait
Yeah.
Years.
So just to wrap up this video, right?
All right.
There is no major difference in the maintenance cost between a 1SS and a 2SS, but the maintenance cost on just having a 1LE is pretty steep, isn't it?
Yeah, most of it is because of the performance, and if you're especially going to be using the performance, like going on a track, circuit tracks, drag strips, any of that, you're going to go through like everything that's wear and tear. Like for example, these are my 3rd sets of tires.
Oh my, so how much does it normally cost to do the tires on your car?
I mean, I only do the rears. I only change the fronts once.
Okay.
The rears, this is my 3rd set this year, and it's August.
Okay.
So I'm going through tires like crazy.
And how much is it for just the rears?
And a little south of 1,000.
Golly.
For the Eagle F1s now, but I am considering jumping to the Michelin Pilot Sports
Cup 2s?
4S.
Oh, okay.
Cup 2s? I think
Okay.
4S.
Right.
They're like $530 a piece.
So yeah, so basically $1,000 just for rear tires.
Basically.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
I mean,
You got to pay to play.
exactly. Pay
Yeah.
to play. If you're gonna be going, 0 to 60 at every stoplight,
you got to see. Luckily, I don't do that, guys. Yeah, I drive like a civilized human being over here.
and you know what? After my last set of tires, I will tell you I have been doing a lot better.
Yeah.
It's starting to eat away.
Yeah.
It was fun the first 20,000 miles, but now I'm just
You're like, oh my God! Every time I do this, I got to go get new tires.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Now there are some aftermarket solutions to the tires, because I was actually looking. I think Sam's Club has some actual tires for the 1LE.
really?
Yeah. So
That's
a
actually
Yeah, that's worth taking a look at.
Yeah, and I don't have a Sam's car, but I just got a BJ's car. I don't know if they do tires.
Yeah, they might look into it and see, but I know Sam's Club definitely do. And even Walmart has some good choices too. So
Actually,
I think they had some Lexanis or something like that. If you just wanted to go cheap, you
they
could.
sell the tires, but for some reason, they don't mount them.
Oh, wow.
Like, they don't want to mount my tires for some reason.
So you did check out Walmart?
Well, at least in New Orleans, they didn't want to mount them.
Wow.
I checked out Walmart. I'm not sure if it's different every single Walmart.
Yeah, it might be. It might be based on location.
They said it was something to do with, like, their level of technicians.
Right. Yeah. So it might be the location. It might be location.
Maybe location.
But all of that being said, right? Like maintenance wise, do you remember how much you paid for oil changes on this?
Oh, today I paid $222 for an oil change.
Woo! $222.
But it did come with some goodies. Let me go through what that entails. I'm not gonna go ahead and kick GM right in the rear. So, I got engine oil cleaner.
Okay.
Whatever that means, for $16. Ethanol fuel conditioner. That was $17. Let me see. I don't even know how many quarts of oil. Dexos oil change and filter change. It looks like I used 10 quarts.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 10 quarts, and that was about $157. And then labor.
Labor should be $30 is what I was told.
Actually, I got discount on labor.
How much was your labor?
$15.95.
Oh wow. Okay, so they discounted the labor. All right. Was that before or after you threatened them?
After.
All right.
I didn't threaten.
Not threaten them, but you just kind of let them know
that I maybe wanted to run this by my attorney to see if this is actually what it should look like.
Yeah, and they came back a little bit nicer after that.
Yeah, and
it's crazy how that works.
And you know what? I was on an Uber today to get my car, and when I called GM, even my Uber driver was very disappointed on how they were talking to me over the phone.
Wow.
Based on, like, their tone of voice. Like, they did not sound like they wanted to service me at all.
See, now that's the main thing that made me want to. You want to know the absolute main reason why I was willing to trade? I was actually going to trade in my Camaro and get a Toyota Tacoma instead. And do you know the main reason why? It's just the difference, and I've heard this from everyone that has American cars. The people that work at most of the American dealerships, it's very rare that you find good people that are willing to help you and stuff like that. And like, the culture is just different. It's a totally different culture.
And the thing is, I would pay an arm and a leg for customer service.
Yes.
If you, like, for example, I will totally admit right now, if my customer service experience was better at GM, I probably my car would be at the shop right now getting service done.
Yes.
But I would not have even thought about getting second opinions. And
Right.
through all this
Right.
research.
If the customer service was
But
better.
the customer service, and I will say this was Boniface Hires, and my service guy, what's his name? Ryan.
Oh boy.
He seemed pretty new. Every time I asked him a question, he did not know the answer. He always had to go
check with somebody
check
else.
with someone else. And it's like, I don't mind that. Like,
Right.
I'd rather you check with someone than lie to me.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that are pretty simple, like how much does an oil change cost?
Well, okay, I got to speak in his defense here, because they had a guy when I went before, was absolutely awesome. A guy named Cole. He worked there and he was amazing, and he did great. He made me want to come and bring my car back and get everything done there, because his customer service was so well. And from what I heard, they let him go because he tried to apply for management. He tried to go up to management, and they were like, nope.
No,
and
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to, like, especially, I know we're in 2022 and we're very tolerant with everything that's going on, all this political stuff that's becoming a little bit more tolerant, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there.
You look a certain way,
you got to stay in your lane. Well, that's another video that we're going to talk about eventually, because I want to say why all of that is changing and why it is the way it is, and it's not the reason that a lot of people think. So that's going to be a whole other video that we'll go into. But for, as far as, like, the cost of ownership and everything, guys, if you have these cars, be prepared to spend a good amount of money on maintaining them. And if you don't, you're gonna pay anyway. So
Actually, I do want to go over all the service records, see my total of how much I put into the car.
yes,
Minus fuel. I probably have them all here. We'll add it up later.
yeah, we'll do that.
Let's see. I've changed the tires several times. At least on my 5th set in 2 years.
I would say I'll just put a guesstimate right now because we're already running long in this video. I would say you probably paid over $6,000 in labor alone already. Just not in labor, in maintenance alone. Sorry. I would say in all the tires, all the oil changes, everything that you had to do in this car.
You know what? We should do a 1 year later.
Yes,
video.
yes.
All
right.
I mean, has it been a year since our main?
Yeah,
video?
yeah, I believe it has. I believe we're getting there. We're getting there.
1 year later. We should do that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys. So I hope you found this video beneficial to you. And we're gonna segue out of this video, and we're gonna have another one discussing why things are the way they are now. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next one. We got some accessories for the Camaro finally. Here we go. We got these new Lloyd mats here. They fit perfectly in the 2021. I would say any 6th-gen Camaro should fit perfectly in, and it definitely gives the Camaro like a nice new look. Let's show you what it looks like on the passenger side. Look at that. Just brings the car to life. It gives it a whole nice new look. Now, if you guys want to get these same mats, I'll put a link to it down below in the description. You can see, but they're weather mats, so weather floor mats. They fit the car perfectly, but keep the interior a little bit nicer and cleaner, and just kind of gives it a nice little look. So I highly recommend getting these. They're more than worth it. And there's a bunch. If you want one that has like the SS logo, there's all different types and stuff. But I got this one. It just kind of complimented the car.